Maybe.
You should be able to just go we should just be able to go from the channel.
Well, it looks like it's going to work on Zoom. Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we're there. Okay.
Oh, hey. Sorry, everyone. Hello.
Technical difficulty.
We had technical difficulties, but we are here now.
There we go. For some reason, the last thing that I think about is the actual way to connect with the people that we're supposed to be connected with.
We don't usually have that specific problem.
I don't. Usually it's keyed up, though. I almost always have it open.
No.
Like, I just always have a Zoom there, I guess, which is probably dangerous to my personal security.
That's
now that I think of it, that's a terrible idea.
Whoops. Whoops.
I closed it because my computer was running really slow. And so I was like, I don't need this. And then it was like, oh, you closed me once. I'm never coming back.
Oh, no.
I see how it is.
I see. Oh, man. Well, now I'm having trouble connecting to the internet on my iPad, so...
Well, that's okay.
We'll just have to check the comments on the desktop.
That's fine. I'm going to see if people are here. Maybe that 10 minutes, there's nobody here.
It's working. Hey, there's so many people. There's some people here.
Oh, why can't I see?
I don't know. It doesn't say how many people are here.
Usually it says.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I have no idea.
It doesn't say.
Oh, 7. Okay.
All right. Okay. Hi, guys.
Hey, it's organized for you, but that's fine.
Hey, folks. What's up?
There we go.
We're here.
Here
we are.
Well, not a lot of people, but that's all right.
That's okay.
Thank you for being here, those of you that are.
Yes, we're a little late. We're a little last minute, but we're here. We're here. Here we are. Yeah, I guess the internet is not. Oh, well, you know what? I'll check that later.
Okay, that's fine. We can get started.
Yeah.
The ice is gonna melt.
Yeah, we gotta get going. Right. So we're doing Amaros this week.
Yeah, hopefully you had a chance to listen to the episode. If not, that's okay. We'll recover anything that matters. It's what we're gonna talk about. But yeah, it's a good episode. It's very informative about where Amaros come from and what the hell they are.
What are they?
Really, it's kind of what they aren't, because there are a lot of things.
Fair point.
Yeah, so we got a couple cocktails planned, all obviously based in Amaro.
Yeah.
So I guess we just jump right into it.
Let's jump right in. Let's do the first one. What should we start with?
I guess we could start with this third guy over here.
Okay.
He's got a lot of bottles on the table.
True.
So I wanted to. One of the points that I made in the podcast is that, the family, everything that falls under the Amaro umbrella, it's so varied and so different, and there's so many different flavor profiles from Amari to Amari that you can use them all like separate ingredients. It's not even like the way we think of like whiskeys, to say, well, you could sub scotch into a drink that you usually use rye. That's going to change it a little bit, but you're still going to have you're still going to have a similar kind of usage of it. Amaros differ so greatly that they just bring completely different things to the table, such that you can mix with multiples of them and they all will act independently. So,
okay.
I just kind of, no, actually, I can start in the glass.
Okay, well, you have your shakers right there, too.
Well, this isn't shaken, stirred.
There you go.
Yeah. So we're going to use 3 of my favorite Amaros. We have Amaro Nonino, which is one of those light citrusy Amaros we talked about. We're going to use Bekarovka, which is that Czech Republic. It's not technically an Amaro because it's not made in Italy, but it is an Amaro and what it is. This is one that's really light and cinnamony.
Really, you say tastes like Christmas.
It does. It does taste like Christmas. It's really good in coffee. We're going to use this. So we're going to get kind of like an orange, a spice. We're going to use some Chinar.
Oh.
Which I don't know why my bottle is something else. So they had an accident with another Chinar bottle, I guess.
Oh, okay.
It's got somebody's butt label stuck to its front.
Oh, no.
But it's an artichoke-based Amaro. Very low ABV, very sweet, and very vegetal. So, and then we're gonna balance these out with Applejack. So that's gonna be, if you listen to our Applejack, you know this stuff is not like fruity. I mean, it has some nice fruity qualities to it, but it's not sweet at all. It's very dry. It's got some heat to it. So the sweetness in these is gonna be balanced out by this. Sort of gonna be between like an old pal and an old fashioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do an ounce of Applejack. We're gonna do 3/4 ounce of Rebecca Ralpka, and then half and half of our Nonino and Chinar.
Got it. Just making a little bit of room for you.
Hid myself behind bottles.
Okay. We made a bottle barricade.
Nice. Random lime juice.
All right.
Yeah.
There's an ounce of Applejack. Which one? You want this one next?
Yeah. Almost gone.
So sad.
The weirdest bottles go quickly in my house.
You like weird stuff.
I'm like an, I don't know, like an old man in the 1900s or something. It's like all sherry and like Bekarovka. It's like port wine. Edgar Allan Poe is gonna seal me in a wall. I don't know.
No. Not the telltale Taylor.
The telltale Taylor. All right, that's 3/4 ounces of Rebecca Ralpka.
Trade me.
Yeah, and if you're somebody that's had like Fernet or even like Chinar and you just thought, nope, Amaros aren't for me, try Bekarovka. It's completely different. You would, it's just functionally, palate-wise, it's got a lot less residual sugar. The body's different. Please give it a chance, just because it falls into that category. Half an ounce of Chinar.
Beautiful.
Really, all of these. I think a lot of people try Fernet and go, those things aren't for me. But I would say all three of these represent completely different flavor profiles. Nonino's always been sort of an interesting spirit for me because it has a lot of qualities that I associate with like darker Amaros, but it also kind of works functionally like a Campari or an Aperol would. So this is a fun one to sub in anywhere that you usually use those ingredients. It like has a very different profile, but it still fits in that slot really nicely.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Right.
That smells like cooking spices.
I think it's prominent. What always stands out to me is like the citrus, but there's something else that's very prominent in Nonino that I always forget.
I couldn't tell you. Stirring with a nice big ice cube.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cubes.
The cubes are nice.
They're really good for. I mean, obviously, they're great for stirring. They're great for shaking too.
Oh, really?
You have that luxury. One of the cocktail bars I worked back in the day when I was bar backing, they would only shake with the 2x2s. So
Okay.
They were all handmade ice cubes that they would shake with.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I've talked about that. Just freezing my fingers off.
Oh yeah, you have mentioned that.
But it does. It really aerates your cocktails very nicely. The downside is you break your bar back soles.
That's the downside. It's always the downside. Ooh. At least we're not doing the bartending or bar back Olympics.
No.
Here.
That's right. Yeah. If that's your game, anybody that wants to participate should. But man, you couldn't pay me money. You couldn't pay me money to.
I think they do pay money.
I don't know. I think
the
you just win a trophy.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Well then, fuck no.
I worked with somebody that won the New York. Oh yeah, just put that in front of you. Like it's done. Bye.
Yes,
there
it's
you go.
pretty.
I realized we did not name this.
Oh no.
Well, it's got 3 Amaros. What's a good trinity or trio? Help in the comments.
Oh no, help in the comments. I already made a Amaro joke.
Yes.
Let's see. Help us, save us, y'all. I wonder if my internet's working now.
Well, I pulled them up anyway.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
This I can put right by my face, though.
That is better. I will say that.
I can put it right by my face. Oh, here we go.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I haven't tried it yet because we're gonna pour it into 2 different glasses.
That's right.
AAA. Oh,
I like that.
I do like
and
that. 3 Amaro Moon.
Ooh.
3 Amaro
The
Moon.
drink with no name. I'll say that.
Valiant try. I do like AAA. I like both of these. I like all of these.
Get your mug.
Oh yeah, my mug. I'm using Tay's Game of Thrones mug because winter is coming. I just pour this in here.
Boy, this has been a real. There you go.
Here, I got the ice cube. You get the twist.
This has been a very stark year, and I mean that like that's what the Starks family motto of what a winter's coming. Like watching the show, it's always like the Starks motto is just like, shit,
shit's gonna get shittier.
2020.
You think shit is bad now?
So it feels like to be a Stark. That's what we're all experiencing.
Yeah.
I have my nerve mug. God is in heaven. All's right with the world. That's said ironically in the show and right now.
Wow.
Cheers.
I need to know more about that show so I can get that joke.
I wish I could tell you about Evangelion, but they're robots, and then I don't know. A lot happens.
Okay. I'll watch it. I'll find it out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very very herbal, like nice and like definitely medicinal, but kind of soft.
Yeah.
You get that play between like baking spices of the Becherovka and the citrusy notes, that kind of cinnamon orange flavor, which is really nice. But then it's grounded in that like vegetal chinar flavor.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what I was going for.
Yes, I love it.
It's sort of a good, like this is like a nice. I guess this would be a nice digestive.
Mm-hmm.
This would be if you didn't want something super sweet, because some digestives are like kind of sweet. This would be a nice light one. You could have this with like a nice apple pie, and it wouldn't.
You could have it with apple pie, guys. That'd be so good.
You usually don't want your after dinner drinks to be sweeter than what you're eating.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say this is kind of like a super herbal old fashioned. It's not too sweet. I think you were right on the nose with the Applejack. It really dries it out.
Wow,
it's nice.
There's that learning curve to Applejack because I think when everyone first encounters it, it's like, oh, this is gonna be like apple juice but boozy. It's like, no, it's not. But then it has lots of cool stuff about it.
They're telling me about.
How are y'all explaining Evangelion?
Well, they said that it's on Netflix, but it's not the original dub, and then I have to watch the original dub. So
yeah.
I mean, I could watch. Like, I wouldn't know any better if I watched the current dub.
No, I don't watch. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. I used to when I was like 14. I would like have a superiority complex about subs versus dubs. But in my adult life, I find that sometimes I put dubs on because I'm working on something and I can't necessarily read the subtitles. I'm sorry. I can never read subtitles unless it's like I'm watching a movie. But if I'm watching a series, I'm usually going to be watching for hours. So I'm not going to be like, so I'll have a series on while I'm doing something else and I need to be able to hear it. I listen to audiobooks too. I can't even have a book in front of my face and read it. Like I can read. I can read. But I mean, no one was assuming you couldn't, but then you put that on the table. So,
I can totally read, but I do like, I like to have the option to not read.
Well, everybody deserves the option to not read.
Yeah. And sometimes the dubs are really good. I think, and I know that this is controversial, but I think the My Hero Academia dub is great.
I think it is too, actually. I watched a lot of My Hero Academia dubbed.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the new dub to come out. Like I'm waiting for the episodes that I haven't watched yet because they don't have dubs yet. because I'm very attached to the voices now.
I've started. I mean, that's how I originally watched it too, because I had a big freelance job when I started watching that, and so I would just put that on so I could like look at it or hear it, but not necessarily be looking at it. So I get that, and dubs have improved. '90s dubs were something else, but there's a lot more talent. There's a lot more like people take them more seriously, so they invest in better actors, I guess. But I don't know. Or there are a lot of just bad dubs.
I'm sure. I mean, I watched. I recently, like, I didn't. I'm gonna confession. I didn't watch all of Sailor Moon while it was on as a kid because I didn't grow up with cable.
That's okay.
But watching Sailor Moon that's available now on Hulu with the updated dub, where they put all the gay stuff back in, very appreciative.
No more cousins.
No more cousins. No more making homosexual relationships into heterosexual relationships by making one of them a girl.
The gender,
yeah.
I think that's good. I'm glad that good dubs are being made.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody brought Caleb the Cowboy Bebop dub. You would like Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Everybody will like Cowboy Bebop. That is something that I will just insist upon. Everybody, all of you, all of us, lives will be improved by Cowboy Bebop.
Yes. Oh, Naruto. I'm here for that one too. It's so bad it's good. Mm. The dub. I mean, I know it's a good show, but like, yeah, no, it's good. I like it. I like it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
on her friend.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned Serial Experiments Lane as well. I'm assuming in context of what the hell does Evangelion mean. Well, I think it's also a good dub. I guess I had them I had Lane on VHS. Like, I think that it was like 2 or 4 episodes a piece, and I bought them subbed. So I only ever encountered the dub in like YouTube clips. Anyway, Lane's another one that I love. It's one of my favorite shows stylistically. It's a huge influence on me. I can't really tell you what it's about other than like sort of, but no, like it goes places.
All right.
There's an alien in like a flannel shirt at one point that I dig.
I'm here for that.
I don't know. It's a good show though.
Oh well, I'm here for an alien in a flannel shirt.
All right.
All right. I guess we should make another drink.
It's talking about anime. What are we, a bunch of nerds? So the next drink that we're going to move on to is a Fernet cocktail. We talked about Fernet on the episode.
Fernet about it.
I have this cute little bottle of Fernet that I'm just obsessed with.
It's cute. It's a good size.
I wish every liquor company would invest into this size.
Yeah, it's not too small, and it's also not too big.
Yeah, like this is not a one-time use bottle, but especially when I like see like a cool liqueur or Amaro or like aperitif that it sounds really neat, but it's like a $40-$50 bottle, and I'm committing to like, 750 milliliters of it.
Right.
It's like I just wish I could have this much to know if I like it.
Yeah, because otherwise it could just like sit on your shelf.
Yeah. So I don't know. A lot, but it's really only like the well-known liquor that you find in like this mid-size bottle. Like you can find little bottles of Chinara this size of like, or not Chinara, of Chartreuse. Fernet, but I wish everybody did this.
Yeah.
I would like a liquor shelf that is just like half-size, little big bottles.
Yeah, that's what. They're cute too. You could reuse them.
Yeah, take up less space. Anyway,
it's small.
So the idea behind this Fernet cocktail was inspired by Liz. You talked about the creation of Fernet Branca being that there was like
there was an Italian doctor named Fernet, but there might have also been a Swedish chemist named Fernet. But also it said that from like the story of the people who worked at the Fratelli Branca distillery said that because of the way that it was distilled with hot and cold infusions, the Milanese translation is approximately like hot poker is what Fernet means, but well, and that's like with like the Milanese dialect. I do not speak Milanese, so I don't speak Italian with the Milanese dialect, so I don't know. But also, I guess we don't know. I think like it seems like a thing where there was probably a lot of people making something, like making a kind of Amaro at the time, and maybe the style emerged, and maybe someone was named Fernet.
Well, that's because, from my understanding, as far as the history of Amaro goes, I mean, well, I would say in present day, we treat Fernet as a category. So when we usually casually, when we say Fernet, we mean this bottle, Fernet Branca, but you'll find a lot of things called Fernet that are Fernet, because it's just also just a style of Amaro. It's like when we say Reynolds wrap, and then call other things
Kleenex.
Yeah. We know what it means, but also other things can be the same thing.
Right. Well, the thing is, if the style was invented before, then the style was invented only 3 years before Fernet Branca was a thing. So it's very close.
And it's the style that was also by a man who was named Fernet.
Yes, if that is true.
Well, who knows?
Could be.
But in any case, somebody took Fernet and then started mixing it with mint and sugar, right? That's how they got the Branca Menta?
Yes, that was Maria Callas, who is a Greek-American soprano opera singer. And she was mixing it with, on ice with milk, or not with milk, but maybe, that'd be cute. Maybe, I don't know.
Sounds like a drink order for somebody at the end of their rope. Just give me Fernet and milk warm.
No,
if you could cry in it for me, that's fine.
Like I was thinking of an alcoholic mint chocolate milkshake, but what she did was ice, Fernet, sugar, and mint, like a lot of mint. And so that's why they had the idea, because Fernet is also already minty. It already has peppermint in it, but Branca Menta is very minty.
Yeah, the Branca Menta takes the mint up.
Yeah.
It takes like Branca Menta and Fernet Branca. While they are, I would say, they were clearly related. If you have tried Fernet and you don't like it, please try Branca Menta, because it's like a delicious cookie. Yeah. Fernet wants you to like sip and consider and find your relationship with it. Branca Menta is just like, love me, I'm delicious.
Yes. Oh, okay, question. Is Fernet Branca one of those alcohols that needs to be refrigerated after opening?
No, it's not, because it is 39% alcohol. So yeah, anything that I would say is above like 25, 30, you'd be okay with not refrigerating. I strictly because and also it's sugar content too, because like I don't refrigerate my liqueurs even though they're low alcohol, because they have so much sugar in them that there's not a lot's going to go wrong in there. It's really like the things that just kind of lose their aromatics over time, and they don't have that sugar or that alcohol. Vermouths, wines, aromatized wines, Lillet, Quinquinas. Those are the sort of things that need to go in the fridge. So it's not always the alcohol content that comes into play. But with Fernet, it has plenty of sugar and plenty of booze in there, so it is shelf stable.
Nice. Lots of booze.
All right, so I've got an ounce of lime juice in here. I should talk about what I'm doing. Just went off on a tangent. Well, I asked you to give information. That was not a tangent.
No. We're talking. We're talking. We do want to speak.
Yes.
Yes.
So, as Liz mentioned, Branca Menta came from that customer that would regularly put mint and sugar in there. So I kind of wanted to take that, but then also sort of deconstruct one of the other popular simple drinks that we make with Fernet Branca, which is just Fernet and Coke.
A Fernando, yes.
So this is our Alejandro, I guess.
This is the Alejandro.
Yes, we have a name for this one. That's good.
Yeah, that's great. We thought we did that yesterday.
So what I'm going to do is I've got lime, I've got Fernet. I'm going to use as a modifier, I'm going to use some Jamaican pot still rum. Yeah. And then I'm going to use some mint and instead of Coke, I actually boiled down some cherry Coke with some salt and cane sugar to make a Coke, cherry Coke syrup. So that's going to be our sweetener. So this is going to be sort of like a sour build. I mean, I'm doing an ounce of lime juice because there's a lot of sweet here. So it's going to be an ounce of lime, an ounce of Fernet, an ounce of rum, and then 3/4 ounce of our Coke syrup, a good handful of mint, just kind of ripped up and shaken. I'm not going to muddle. Just slap it, rip it, shake it.
Slap the mint.
Slap it, rip it, shake it. That sounds aggressive.
That sounds like a punk song.
Yeah. I think you'd lose a lot of punk rock points for writing a song about making a delicate Fernet Branca cocktail.
You don't know what they like to drink.
This song is inspired by the one time I made a drink inspired by both the daiquiri and the Fernando cocktail that I both respect and admire. Anarchy! 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Oh, damn. I'm hearing lots of stuff about animes I should watch, which I'm very interested in. More stuff about Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop is so good.
Your mom's here. Hello,
Oh, hey,
Mary.
Mom. I really want to cosplay Spike one day. Spike's one of the main characters from Cowboy Bebop.
Okay. Guess I'm going to have to watch it.
He has cool hair and a good suit.
That's all you need in life, really.
All I'm trying to do. I just want any character that lets me have an excuse for buying a suit. All right. So I got an ounce of lime, got some mint in there. I'm going to add an ounce of
Fernet about it.
Don't you forget about me.
That's great. Yes. Okay. Ooh, Jamaican pot still rum.
Hamilton.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Here it is.
Pot still Hamilton.
Cute.
So to make this syrup, it's really easy. It can go wrong. Just all you really do is add what did I do? I did just a 12-ounce can of cherry Coke. Okay. I added 2 tablespoons of cane sugar. You don't have to add the sugar. I just find that you actually will taste more of the Coke with the sugar in there. It'll also kind of thicken up a little quicker. And then I had a teaspoon of coarse sea salt and just reduced it by half over heat.
Ooh, a little salty and sweet.
Little sugar. Yeah.
I like this.
When I talk, when I'm making the drink, I forget what I put in there.
So you just put in the Coke.
It's all in there.
I saw you put in this and lime. Did you put in the Fernet?
Put in the Fernet. I put in the
You saw it, right? You did. Yes. Oh, a comet. Is there a comet
tonight?
Sometime in the next couple weeks. Michael, tell me more about this comet. I don't know anything. I almost said comment.
A comment?
Tell me about your comment
in a live stream.
Okay, I guess there's going to be a comment. I need to look that up. I know that we're going to have a second new moon on Monday, which is the second. It's a double new moon because it's the second new moon that's happening in Cancer season.
Oh.
So there was one, I think, on the 21st of June, and then there's one this Monday. So, and that's kind of rare for it to happen in one season. Ooh. So it's also called a black moon.
Whoa! Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I mean, I've watched enough Sailor Moon to know that can sometimes be a bad thing.
Hey, I think it's a magical thing. I mean, I didn't research it too heavily, but something I read was it's the green cheese moon, which I don't know what that means.
I don't need to know. I love that.
It's the green cheese moon, guys. Look it up.
All right.
Ooh,
here
pretty.
We go.
Ooh.
There's our Alejandro.
Ooh, it actually looks like very like a deep green, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of, I don't know, lunar seasons and whatnot, it's Liz's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a weird time to have a birthday,
It's
but
a
it's
very
still your
weird time to have a
birthday.
birthday. I'm gonna be 30.
The big 3-0.
Yes, I've already been kind of living my life like I'm 30 the last like half a year. I guess I've just been rounding up, but oh, not this one.
Oh,
This one. That's yeah. Ooh, I'm glad you're pouring tonight. I don't feel very confident in pouring.
everybody in comments say happy birthday, Liz.
Oh,
Please.
thanks. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh yeah, if you guys want to donate, for my birthday, then you can donate to the Oprah Project. Why not? They can always use it. Yay, jazz.
I'm really happy with how this one
This
out.
is nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's minty, but it's earthy and it's kind of chocolatey.
And it's like also, it's bracing though too. Like,
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh, the lime in there is
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good. I love this. I would drink this any day of the year. I think this would be good for hot and cold.
It's especially now that I've been out of work for so long and like not getting to make menus, and we've been doing a lot of like classic cocktails, which I love to do on here. So it's been a while since I've kind of got to go in my head and be creative and have fun, and like, so I feel kind of rusty at it. So landing on something, I'm like, this is not a bad thing that I made. It's like, yay!
No, I mean, I regularly think that about the drinks that you make. I think they're lovely, but I know you.
But I really like
it. Yes, I'm sure you hold yourself to a higher standard. It's people. You always like artists always do that to their own work. But this is really, really lovely. You would sell this, wouldn't you?
I would put this on a menu happily.
Yummy, yummy.
All right, what's going on in the comments?
What's going on? Oh, Michael says green cheese is fresh cottage cheese. The old folks thought that the moon resembled it.
Oh,
really? I've never heard about that. Let's see if we missed it. Okay, that was kind of where we left off. Cowboy Bebop. All right. Yeah, sometimes I forget what age I am too. I can relate to y'all. We round up or forget.
I just want to. I don't know. I want to stop counting, but at the same time, like I want to be very much against the idea that it's bad to like be certain ages. Like, I don't know.
No, I think that's true. I mean, I really think like it doesn't really. It's
a number, man.
It's just a number. I mean, it doesn't really have that much to do with experience. Like you have more, I guess you have more opportunity to have more experience the older you get, but that's not always the reality. And also you're as young as you feel if you take care of yourself. I mean, I know that's a cliche, but it's also true. Like, I mean, somebody said to me today, like, oh, it's like you only got a few hours of your 20s left. Like, how, like, did you enjoy your 20s? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. It really, but like, when I think about how, like the person I was when I had just turned 20 and now, completely different people. Completely different people. I wouldn't want to hang out with me when I was 20.
I had the same feeling. Like any remorse I have, like, oh, I wish I still had my 20s. It's like, well, I wish I'd like made better use of them. But I also think all of the misuse I made of my 20s got me to like better places in my 30s.
So learning experience.
I wouldn't go back there. Even to have the youth back, I wouldn't go back there because I think for the most part, people get better with age. I think we figure stuff out.
We're all like stinky cheese and fine wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little journey. But this is still an important milestone.
Oh, thanks.
I'll be 30.
Ooh,
I'll be 35 on my next birthday.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
I don't know.
That's fun.
So you're a baby. So just a sweet little baby.
I'm not a baby. I'm
Just
30.
a sweet little baby. Just a
I'm
little
30.
baby Liz. Just a wee little baby.
Well, I mean, I do still wear like glitter on my face, so I don't know. I made my hair pink. I don't know.
Well, I'm
It doesn't
glad
look
you
pink.
don't
Pinker.
feel bad about that, because I think I got to 30 and thought I have to like clean up my act, right? I got to be a normie, and then I spent a few years trying, and I was like, well, that doesn't work. I
might as well have blue hair.
Yeah. And when you see like those like older people, like I don't know, they'll have like come to my bar, just see like walking down the sidewalk in New York, like with like cool hair or like tattoos.
That's who I want to be.
Fashion and like, oh, and he was like, well, how will you feel about those tattoos when you're older? It's like, I don't know. I guess if I'm that cool, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I always remember there's an if y'all don't know about it, there's an Instagram account called Humans of New York, and there was a profile on a woman who was in her, I think she was in her 70s or she was in her 80s, but she had green hair and she always dressed in green, and she said that she used to like cycle through colors, and then she finally settled on green. Green was the thing that made her feel the best, and she's just been green ever since. And I was like,
I love that.
That's a role model for you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it for your, like, that's just your aesthetic. And I think it takes a long time to find it. I think establishing your personal aesthetic, like how you want to be in this world, that's a real struggle, and that's hard to get to. And once you get there, like, why would you give it up at a certain age and be like, well, now I have to look like everybody else because I'm insert number that you have in your head? Like, no, your aesthetic is a forever thing. It gets to change with you, but it doesn't change by any outside sources.
Fuck yeah. Sorry, I just learned that there might be an 11-year-old listening. She's probably not on this happy hour, but every time I say fuck, I think about it. And also, my uncle told me that he watches our live streams, although I didn't know because he's not in the comments, but.
Well, okay. I mean, you know what? I think 11-year-olds and uncles might have heard the word fuck.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right. So we got a surprise test for you next, but let's see what's going on with you all.
Okay. Oh, okay. There's a comment in the next couple days. Yes.
Oh, okay. What does it have a name? Comments get named, right?
Do comments have names?
They do. I was born under. Mom would know this. Haley's Comet. Was Haley's Comet around? That was 86, I think.
Neowise, is that the name of the comet? Northwest sky until the 23rd. It's next to the Big Dipper.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Ooh. Yes. Comets. I love to hear about comets.
26 is a milestone if you stay on your parents' health insurance.
That is true, because I did stay on my parents' health insurance until I was 26.
I have not had health insurance since I've left my parents' health insurance.
Yes.
Do I get to celebrate the milestone of 10 years without health insurance? That's coming up.
Yeah, sure.
Woo!
Yes. Ooh. Oh yes, purple short hair. Nice. I'm all for, listen, I'm actually really excited for the day that I start to go gray, because it'll be really easy for me to dye my hair crazy colors.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
Yeah, I'm
no
here
bleaching,
for that day.
Just color.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, you can have the healthiest hair, but it can be colors. I'm here for that. Because right now this is all bleached and I'm like,
I find grades. Not enough that I don't have to bleach the hell out of this to get it to this.
Right. Yeah.
This stuff, but
yeah, I found one white one once and I left it out. I'm told that I shouldn't do that.
I don't think that's true, right?
Like,
how does that work?
More if you pluck it out.
Its friends just show up to avenge it.
Yes.
Is that what happens?
Yes.
Or it just stresses out your scalp and all the hair on there goes, ah!
Hair is vengeful.
Hair is vengeful.
That's the.
I've seen a lot of Japanese horror movies in which that is accurate.
What is scarier than hair coming to life and coming for your life?
There is something. I recently I have a free trial right now, I should say, of Shudder, and that's been. I don't sleep, but I watch a lot of Shudder. There was a cool series of like horror history series where just covered different topics, and the ghost episode they talk about the different aesthetics of like Japanese horror. And heavily, like, you know, the white dressed, like pale face, long black hair figure that's so common in horror movies. And they replayed that scene from The Ring where, what's the main actress in the remake? Doesn't matter. Naomi Watts? I think so.
Yeah.
But she's pulling up the electrode that's wrapped in black hair from her throat. And I was watching this show while I was eating dinner, and I was like, I'm done now. No. Like, gore doesn't scare me. Monsters, no. Hair
is fucking
in the mouth,
terrifying. Terrifying. You could choke on that shit.
I just don't like that thought.
Oh, the Czechoslovakian liquor, Bekarovka. It's really great in coffee. It's great in a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I've only actually drank this when we were at the Gulu Gulu Cafe in Salem. There was when we went to visit the witches during Halloween, there is a cafe in Salem that is a Czechoslovakian cafe.
So good.
It's also Boston Terrier themed.
I like this combination of things.
Yeah. But they use Bekarovka in a lot of their drinks because they're a Czech bar. But
and right next door they own also a pizza place next door that is
that pizza is so good.
I had vegan pizza that was delicious. We had such a great time in Salem, yet all of my memories all of my best memories are just like gulu gulu, like chilling and eating good food.
Listen, that was the only place that I had ever really spent time at before we went to Salem, and I don't know if you really understood when I was like, listen, I know this one cafe.
No, I actually gave you a hard time about it. I will fully own that. Because I was like, we're going to Salem, and Liz is like, well, we have to go to this Gulu Gulu cafe. I'm like, oh, is it like spooky? And you're like,
it has dogs.
Yeah, I was like, is that a thing we have to do? And we went there once, and then just kept going back.
And it also had a really, the Halloween party was pretty fun.
The Halloween party was cool. The food was good. The drinks were good. It was all good. It was great.
Highly recommend.
My favorite place we went to.
Yeah. There was a lot of cute restaurants.
Oh no, there were a lot of good food, a lot of good drinks.
Yeah.
It was a cool place to be.
But, and it doesn't have to be Halloween. All those places are there year round and a lot less crowded.
I think that's the takeaway, is that it's better probably not around Halloween, because the things we really love are the things that are just probably there year round.
I bet right after Halloween it's great, because I bet they have residual spooky stuff going on, but they don't have as many tourists. Worth checking out at a time that we can travel sometime in the future, not now.
Not now. That sounds so even that, going to a different part of America. It's like, who does that?
Okay.
Let's make another drink.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So, So the next drink is what we talked about last week. We made a hanky panky, and we made actually a variation of hanky panky, as well. But in the episode, I was defending the stance of a very specific Amaro in the pantheon of mixology, and that is Jägermeister.
Ta-da!
So Jägermeister, as I'm talking about the podcast, it's a dark herbal sweet liqueur. It plays very similar in drinks to somewhere between it's not quite as bitter as Fernet. It's a little bit more on the sweet side, but it has a lot of the same qualities as those same Amaros that we tend to sub in into stirred serious drinks. So
Yeah, it's super anise forward.
I'm gonna.
Well,
not gonna. This is not a shot. This is a taste.
No. All right, give me one anyway.
Just a.
Wait.
I do think. I think it's. Does it still? Oh, it doesn't say it on the bottle.
What?
It used to say serve cold, which is really.
Now it says.
Oh yeah, it does say best served ice cold.
Oh, okay.
It's like you see those Jägermeister machines. We should at some point we'll do an episode on Jaeger because there's a lot here. Like the fact that it's carved out a place among frat boys. Like I don't know how a weird herbal liqueur from Germany did that, but I want to know, and I'm sure maybe you're vaguely interested too. We'll do that at some point. But in any case, it's very maligned in the cocktail world. It's associated with the worst kind of drinkers.
It's just associated with frat boys.
Yeah. But in context of discussing Amaros, giving all Amaros fairness, this is just another one. So we're going to show you how you can sub it into a cocktail that calls for a different Amaro, and it's going to be kind of similar. Yeah, in the context of a lot of things we've been drinking, it actually has a very intense cola note, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's very cola. It's very there's some baking spice there. It's definitely not as bitter as Fernet. So I think if we're going to remake the Hanky Panky, it's going to come out a little sweeter, if anything. But I would say it's more similar to the Chinar or something.
Yeah.
In sweetness level.
Yeah.
So it fits right in. It's I think the most telling thing is when I talked about in the episode, I worked a party with Jägermeister where we were making cocktails with it, and it was my first time working it within that context. And I said to the brand rep, wow, this is super easy to mix with. I mean, this should be in cocktail programs. And his response was, yeah, but we don't need that part of the world. I was like, that's true, but we don't need enough.
He was basically saying, we get enough frat boys that love this shit.
Yeah.
So,
it's cool if you want to, put us on your menu, but we're not going to show up because we're selling fine.
We don't care. You're, everybody who's, scoffing at us, we don't care. We sell this shit.
Yeah. It's just, pretty good sweet spot of, our spirit's actually good. We know that, but we just make easy money and we don't actually have to go into, telling our backstory of our artisanal roots.
Right. And, they don't have to waste time with that. They just make sexy commercials where everybody's in a deep freeze room.
Yep.
That's all they have to do because their brand is party basically.
Yeah.
Even though it can be used the same way as any any kind of a herbal baking spice forward Amaro, you can use Jaeger.
It is funny though because Jaeger is 35% alcohol, so it's lower than doing a shot of whiskey versus doing a shot of Jaeger. You're getting less alcohol with Jaeger. You are definitely getting a headache because there's a lot of sugar in there. So
hangover.
Yeah, that's it. We just seek pain in our college drinking years.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grab the.
We feel like we're invincible.
So you pontificate on your presumed invincibility for a minute. Cause I'm gonna grab the vermouth from the fridge.
Oh no, guys! I have been told that your body changes very drastically when you enter your 30s, and I've tried to say, I've already experienced that. I feel like I'm more tired and my metabolism is slowed down and. I feel like I hurt myself more easily, and definitely the hangover bit. Oof. I experienced hangovers I've never experienced before from barely any drinking. But I'm told that it gets worse. So looking forward to that. Let me hop on these comments. Hi guys. Okay. Well, yes, pizza and booze is a winner every time. Ooh, new kind of Bekarovka they're selling branded as unfiltered.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. Who's that? Who's saying that?
Drew said that.
Oh, tell me more.
Is there a fancy cocktail that pairs with pizza? I feel like beer pairs with pizza pretty well. That's not a fancy cocktail.
I mean, and I don't know. I always think like spicy red wine when I want pizza, but I think you could do something with like I think a tannic cocktail would work because I'm assuming if you have tomatoes on your pizza, tomatoes also have a lot of like tannic, like fruity bitterness.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you could not make it not necessarily a tomato cocktail though. I'm all about this, but I think having a cocktail with heavy tannins would work well with pizza.
Oh my God, Drew. Red Bull and Jaeger. Jesus.
Oh,
Jesus.
Wait, Red Bull and Jaeger?
Woof.
Yeah, that's a choice you made.
I can't. Ooh, I mean, I remember like, I mean, I can't imagine. You're saying like your taste buds have changed because of that. Like, I mean, I've told you, and I've told some of y'all that have listened that I can't drink Dr. Pepper anymore because I mixed too much shitty vodka with it. But that is a whole nother thing. Jaeger and Red Bull. Wow.
I mean,
wow. No, we were all dumb drinkers back then. We were all dumb drinkers.
Well, I couldn't like the smell of vanilla was like no good to me for years because of like a weird, I don't know, a couple of months in college where my roommates and I would mix vanilla Pepsi with vanilla vodka.
No.
God,
no.
that was our thing. We thought we were being cute.
Right, when they had all the different flavors of vodka and you tried to pair it with something else that was that flavor.
Yeah.
And you thought that you were being a mixologist.
Then
Thought we were being clever. We really thought. But
mistakes were made. And it's like I remember like walking like with a friend, we got a ice cream in the Lower East Side, and I don't even think hers was like fully vanilla. It was vanilla and other stuff, and I just smelled it and I was like,
no.
I can't handle the smell of vanilla.
No. Oh, but coffee and Jaeger. That actually sounds good.
Absolutely.
If you gotta get caffeine and Jaeger, coffee and Jaeger.
Coffee and Jaeger makes a lot of sense. I mean, coffee and Amaro make a lot of sense.
Yes.
With like these heavier, like spicy Amaros. Absolutely. I mean, I would say like you could like, I don't know, probably Jaeger and Coke. If you're a Fernet and Coke person, probably Jaeger and Coke is not that crazy different. I don't really like. I don't like anything based on like a sweet soda, but you know.
Wait, what's in a Jaeger bomb?
Well, Jaeger bomb is just where you drop a shot of Jaeger into beer, right?
Is it? I thought that was a Irish thing that we're not supposed to say.
Well, the Irish thing is like Bailey's and whiskey dropped into stout. That is terrible.
But a Jaeger bomb is Jaeger
also terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no. Jaeger and coffee different from Jaeger bomb for sure. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, sure.
Oh, is Red Bull in Jaeger? It is. That's a Jaeger bomb.
No,
I've never done a Jaeger bomb.
I've never done that Jaeger bomb.
Yikes.
Ooh.
I don't know the point of that.
In 2011, that's what it was.
Maybe
okay. I was almost done with college.
I've never. I can't say I've ever been asked for Jaeger. Actually, maybe I have been asked for Jaeger bombs, and I've had the luxury of saying no because I've never worked at a bar. Even the bar where we hosted the fancy party for Jaeger, we did not sell Jaeger there.
That's a common thing, and that's the thing. I think that they do that because if you have Jaeger, you're going to be asked for Jaeger bombs because people typically young people coming in drinking when they haven't had a lot of experience drinking in bars are going to ask for things they've heard of, and they're more likely to have heard of a Jaeger bomb. And I think a lot of bars don't have Jaeger for that reason, so that they can say, no, we can't do that. We don't have Jaeger.
I think the entire concept of a bomb is just, I hate it. And I mean, most of them are culturally disrespectful. Though the Irish one is terrible. Sake bombs. I mean, a lot of the restaurants around like NYU territory, like, you know, because there's a heavy like Japanese presence in like Lower East Side, and a lot of those restaurants have to have signs up there like, no, you can't do a sake bomb here. Like,
and it's not about like, we don't want you getting drunk, because they'll still give you sake, but
don't get drunk like that. Don't make a mess. Don't break glasses. Don't yell things. I don't know. Everything about it offends me.
Wait, what is the thing with dried squid and peanut butter? What is that? What are we talking about?
Where are you all going?
Okay.
So before you go, I'm just going to explain what I did already. The hanky panky, which we talked about, equal parts sweet vermouth and gin with a few dashes of Fernet. I did the same thing, but I put Jaeger instead of Fernet. So let's get back to the squid, I guess.
I don't know what's going on with the squid. The first thing I see is still a mistake, but not a dried squid and peanut butter level mistake. I feel like I could make that work on Chopped. Damn, what are you talking about? Why is that a combination?
Is it a Chopped thing? Actually, I don't think that sounds that weird, because peanut in a lot of like savory like Thai dishes.
That's true. I don't know, but I guess I can't recall the taste of dried squid in my mouth, because I've never had dried squid.
Ooh, really?
I've had fried squid.
I used to love buying the bags of dried squid. It's just like a snack.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I should try it.
I miss the weirdest things from not being vegan. Like, I don't miss chicken or bacon or steak. But dried squid. I miss that. I miss the taste of that.
I mean, I guess I'm going to have to get a bag of dried squid and watch Cowboy Bebop.
I miss dried squid. I miss pate. Like, I miss,
I love
gamey liver. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Here is our hanky panky with Jaeger. Let's see how it goes.
I want to show it to you. Pretty. Yay.
It's an experiment.
Let's see.
Put it in there.
Do you want to pour it? Oh, I see you do the barrier with the spoon. That's very, that's quite smart of you.
All right, here you go. Jaeger cocktails.
Hey!
It tastes like a slightly less bitter hanky panky.
Yeah, that tastes good.
No.
That's good.
Nice, refreshing, to the light. You know, the Jaeger is bringing really just kind of an herbal backbone to this.
Dang.
So, yeah, I mean, if you like things like Maletti or Montenegro or Fernet, I would say, you know, you would be just as happy mixing with Jägermeister. I get the stigma, and also I don't have a reason to sell for them. They are making plenty of money.
They told you they don't need your money.
Specifically told me, don't worry.
Okay, fine.
I don't know. I have this like weird, like very, it's just me campaign to like spirits that I feel have been wrongly maligned by bad drinking trends. I feel the need to defend.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And Jaeger is like, we're good, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, no, people need to know. And they're like, yeah, they don't. We don't need them to know.
It's fine. Like, we don't care.
But, you know, if you have a party and you've got that bottle of Jägermeister that someone brought, you're like, what will I ever do with this? You can actually make some nice cocktails with it.
You sure can. That's so interesting. I would have never thought, and I was prejudiced against Jägermeister before now. And now I know.
You
Now I know.
just in Amaro. I mean, it's schnapps, but it's an Amaro.
Right.
All right. Well, so those are our drinks for the evening. We're gonna check out the chat now. If you have any questions, now's the time. Any suggestions for future topics?
Yes, we'd
get
love
into
to
it?
get some suggestions, especially from y'all, because I know y'all come every week. We appreciate you coming back and seeing us again, and it's great to see you. So, you know, we would love to get your suggestions now. Dried squid. Okay. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Food Wars has a reoccurring joke from a character making intentionally disgusting foods in their downtime.
You know, I've had a lot of people tell me I would like that show, but I think I've just seen too many clips of people like getting really excited about the food they're eating.
And then not.
You know, like no, like making it kind of sexual, right? I think that's a part of that show, right?
I don't know if I like that, but
I have a hard time when like I'm watching a food show and people get too much into their mms and yums. Like, God, you're enjoying that too much, and I'm uncomfortable.
Chill out, guys.
Tim Allen, like I don't
know. Peanut butter and bacon, though, I know is good. I do think that is good. If you eat bacon and if you eat peanuts, hey,
it's true.
Yeah, calamari, good. Yes, I agree. Dried squid satay. Oh, speaking of changes from vegetarianism, veganism, lots of classic cocktails call for a whole egg in their recipes. What are some good substitutes for eggs and drinks?
Well, as Kayla pointed out, aquafaba is the brine of chickpeas. So it's literally like if you get a can of chickpeas, you just strain off that liquid, and you can I usually use about an ounce of it per drink if I want that mimic, but that's specifically an egg white. So the whole egg is a little tricky because with the egg yolk, you're adding a slight flavor. Egg yolks have like a sweetness to them, and you're obviously adding fat. You're adding that fatty like richness. So
okay.
I've never tried to. I've done a lot of drinks with aquafaba, and I'll be honest, it works great. Like some people say that there's a smell, but the whole thing is the reason we put bitters. Here's the thing about the aquafaba smell. The reason we put bitters on top of your egg white drink is because egg whites smell bad in drinks. Mm-hmm. It destroys the nose of drink. Egg whites kind of stink.
They do.
They do. So yes, aquafaba also has a distinctive smell, but I find from working with both of them, aquafaba actually shows up a little less in a drink.
It's more subtle, I think.
Yeah, I still put bitters over top of an aquafaba drink, and you really have to shake the shit out of it to get that really nice frothy head that you get easily with egg whites. But it's still a really great, like, especially if you work at a restaurant with like food and booze. Like I was lucky enough at the restaurant that I work at, when restaurants are a thing again. We had hummus on the menu, so
that's right. You can make hummus with the chickpeas and like the aquafaba.
Yeah, that's something you throw away. Just give to me. And so we had like fresh aquafaba every day. But yeah, it actually has a better shelf life than egg whites. Both of them really are best fresh. I would replace both of them every day in a good bar program. But aquafaba, you have a little bit more working with. But the whole egg, I don't know. I would probably, if I wanted to like replicate that fattiness, look towards maybe like a coconut fat, that usually has a good, because what you're really aiming for is something that would add a fatty mouth feel.
Right. Coconut is used in a lot of like substitutions in baking where you would use eggs. So that makes sense for sure, because it's the fat content for sure. That's interesting.
Because that's the whole thing. You would need to add a fat in.
What about like avocado?
Oh, that's a great idea, actually.
Ooh, avocado. I would have said it louder if I thought it was a good idea.
Avocado doesn't make sense on menus because it's expensive-ish for a drink. But it is actually a great way of putting fat in a cocktail. And that's a similar fat, I'd actually say, because avocado is a flavor, but it's not aggressively flavored.
Yeah, it's pretty subdued.
Yeah. I think, like, I remember a friend making avocado margaritas for me, and it just completely, like, it was the exact same blended margarita recipe that you would follow at home, she just threw like a whole ass avocado in there, and it was
What
so
the
good.
fuck? That sounds great.
So I don't know.
Shit. Okay.
I mean, that's harder to work with because ideally you want a liquid that you could put in there, but
yeah, but you
That's a great question.
true. In a blended drink.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I would like this. I'm sure somebody is mimicking the egg yolk part of that in cocktails because that is true. I love a flip, but you can't really do it without having that fattiness.
Maybe we could investigate vegan drinks.
You need a room temperature fattiness. That's the thing too.
Oh, right. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I do kind of. I said that. I almost said avocados are expensive, but like, I feel like that's not fair to avocados.
They're okay. Like they're not terrible. Like it depends upon where you get them, where you get them, when you get them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this association that we as millennials get from like, oh, they eat avocado toast instead of buying houses. It's like, have you ever like just bought an avocado?
If you buy it at the supermarket, it's not that much.
And like they even like you put like half an avocado on a piece of toast, and that's gonna be like a nutritionally sound meal.
Yeah.
And keep you pretty full, and it's gonna cost you like not even $1.
Right, and then you have the rest of the avocado you can eat later.
It's the most nutritionally sound like complete food you can get. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my avocado soapbox because nobody needs that right now.
You know what? I think that there might be something to like talking about vegan alternatives that we could maybe talk about that a little bit more. Yeah. But that's interesting.
It's funny how much like when you look at how you make orgeat, which is a classic kiki ingredient, we're talking about nut milks. Like you're really just like soaking, your nut of choice in water until it releases its. Yeah. I mean that's how you like. Exactly. You can. There are other ways you can blend up the nuts and like soak them in water and strain it out. That's a quicker way of making a nut milk. But the best way to make it is just letting like almonds soak in water and then straining them out after a couple days. But so really like that. There's that kind of veganism already built into that part of like bartending.
Yes. A little crossover between bartending and barista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because like the elements of bartending that are distinctly not vegan really comes down to the egg white. I mean, they're like niche things like pechugas, the mezcals we talked about that have like chicken in them. But people have made non-meat pechugas. They've made it with pineapples. They've made it with,
yeah.
So
you could definitely do some like meatier fruits. I mean, I kind of wonder how like a jackfruit would go.
I don't know.
I mean, I know that's like jackfruit is still pretty fruity. It like depends upon the spices that you put on it. That's like the characteristic that it takes on. But like, I wonder about like there is something about the quality of it that is like, it feels like, kind of, it does feel like a meatier fruit.
Is it the texture though, or is it the flavor?
That's the thing. I think it's mostly the texture, but like, the flavor is also a little like jackfruit to me is like a little bit nuttier. I don't know. It's what? It's interesting. Well, anyway,
I think that would be because even like at my bar we make milk punch, and that relies on like the curdling of milk to filter the punch.
That's right.
But we've had successful attempts with coconut milk, with soy milk. I mean, most of those things most nut milks will have an acidic reaction, will react when introduced to acid. So
milk does too.
Well, milk is what we usually use,
right?
So that's the whole point of using milk. Is you want the curds.
You do right. You do want the acidic reaction. Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense.
So yeah. So I don't know. I mean, but that's definitely something I think about. I like to put drinks on the menu that are just naturally vegan, and I always choose to like. We at my bar we have like a frozen Irish coffee, and I just make it with coconut cream because it's. Everybody can drink it that way. Nobody has to worry about it. Yeah. So, but I do think that idea of how to make the flip, the full egg drink, I can't answer that, but I want to. I want to do that. I want to do that for you.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well, ooh, you know what? Okay. There's a lot of good questions here. Any tips for where to start for someone who's trying to figure out what they like for drinks? That's a good question.
That's a good question. You know,
I feel like you gotta kind of I feel like you do want to try like different base spirits to see what you like there. But I don't know, because I went through like a very, I mean, I think I started off drinking more like cocktails, and then when I grew out of that, I wanted to kind of taste what the spirit was that I was drinking, and so I ended up drinking a lot of whiskey because that's something that's very palatable, that you can like it can be very palatable to drink by itself. And then from there I was able to kind of branch out, because whiskey has like a whiskey, bourbon, rye all have like some degree of sugar content that like makes it like you can sip on it pretty easily if your palate hasn't had the chance to expand that much. And then I think I opened up to other things because I was open to drinking liquor neat, so that I could experience other things like that. But that's just my personal experience.
that's a good point, because the idea that you're like, however old you are, this is your palate and you have to answer to it. That is true. But just like any exercise, you can work out your palate. That is also true. Your palate develops with age. Also, our enzymes change, our hormones change.
That's true.
Our palates develop over time. So I like to think that, because I had this problem. I had a very sweet garbage palate. And like, that's just true. That's true. I remember on my 21st birthday, I ordered a Manhattan, and I thought it was the most bitter, disgusting, horrible thing that I'd ever had in my mouth.
Like, and if you had it today, you think it's so sweet.
Now I think it's too sweet for me. But I remember drinking that, like, well, but I want to, like, I was working in restaurants at the time. I was like, I want to be good at this. No one has to be good at drinking bitter things. Drink what you like. But I think sometimes, like, exposing yourself to new things is good. And, like, you have to expand your palate to develop your palate. So just try, like, get out there and, like, try different liquors. If you see, even now when I go to a restaurant, I almost will always order wine or beer if I don't see something on the cocktail menu that isn't, like, I can't imagine what it tastes like. And that's like what I've always done. I order the thing that I don't know what that'll taste like, and then I taste it, and, like, that's really, if you want to, like, it depends on what your goals are. If your goals are just like, I want to figure out what I like, you probably already kind of know that.
Try
like,
a lot of different things.
But, yeah. And I would, like, start with shaken. Stirred are usually harder to get down, especially if you're young. Stirred are usually more boozy. So, maybe look at shaken cocktails. But
yeah, I think also you can go from, like, if you try something and you realize that you don't like it, you can think about, like, what are the things about this that I don't like, and what's the opposite direction? Or vice versa, if you try something and you do like it, what are the things that you really enjoy about it? And then, if you have the luxury of talking to the person who's making your drink, you can tell them, I would like something sweeter, or I'd like something drier, or I'd like something, like, you can, like, use things that are easy markers, like sweet, dry, fruity, nutty. Like, you can, like, kind of pinpoint, like, things that are pretty easy to pin down flavor profiles, and say, like, that you like something more in that way. Like, do you have a cocktail on the menu that is more of this, without, and that's, like, to not make them do so much work. Like, you don't need to have your bartender start from scratch, but, like, say, like, do you have something on the menu that is a little bit more citrus forward? Like, because that's what I like,
And, like, the behind the scenes of most menus is they're based off of classic structures. So I would say, like, step one, try classic drinks.
That's a great point.
Yeah, try an old fashioned, try a margarita,
try a sour. You'll probably like it.
Yeah. But yeah, like, try some of those easy classics that everybody knows how to make. Daiquiri. and see what you like and what you don't like. And then that gives you some ability to interact with like a bartender where you can say, well, I know I like a daiquiri, or I know I like a sour, or I know I like an old fashioned. And that can lead you to expand your palate. So really like you take like take it as you encounter it. You don't owe anybody. Wherever you want to go with your palate, that's up to you. There are plenty of people that like they drink beers and shots and they're like, that's what I like, and I don't care if other people drink other things.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in getting into drinking, I would say start with the classics. As Liz said, like learn some words how to like just describe things, and then just let a good bartender should be able to respond to that. And if they're like a dick and they're like, oh, just tell me what you want, then you have a bad bartender.
But
that's
a
weird,
point.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd say like do that. Like go start with classic cocktails. That's a really good point.
Yeah, just go with the classic families. They really do all boil down to martinis, Manhattans, old fashions, sours, like and what am I trying to say?
Martinis, Manhattans, old fashions, sours, and
daisies.
There you
sours
go.
Sours that have a liqueur as a sweetener. That's all. Okay.
There you go.
All right. What other cool questions do we
have? Well, we have a recommendation, I think, right? Episodes about do's and don'ts for drinking in college.
Oh.
I know your college experience is going to be different now, but that's still a interesting take. They said, my foster kid is going to college soon, which I didn't do, and want to give her tips to survive drinking/partying. Ooh, I could give you tips to survive. Also because I've more recently experienced hangovers. That's the thing. It's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard to explain to someone who might not experience hangovers that they're going to want to develop good drinking habits, because I think I was very reckless when I was in my college experience because I didn't get hangovers. So I had like no consequences for the bad decisions I made, for the bad drinking decisions I made anyway. So yeah, that's interesting. I like that. I mean, eat, obviously. Eat a meal.
They make a choice between eating and drinking.
Exactly. Well, you know what?
Don't make that choice.
Here's also another thing you can do. Keep a jar of peanut butter all the time. This is what I did in college. This is what I did when I was broke in New York. I just carried a jar of peanut butter with me and a spoon, and I just ate peanut butter when I was hungry.
So that works.
It's a thing you can do.
Well, I think college drinking is so.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. That's. I can understand the concern there, because ultimately you go to college to learn, but you also go to college to experience things, and
at the same time, those things work hand in hand. Fuck up, learn something from it.
Yeah. I think almost it's better to have like an open dialogue, I think, with your kids about drinking, so they feel safe talking to you about it, like having recommendations from you or having thoughts on it, versus that sense of like, I'm doing something that's illicit and I'm not allowed to do. And it's that whole mindset is so, we talked about this, like how the cultures that don't have the drinking restriction and the kind of idea around it that we have in America, they deal with drinking a lot better than we do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it just understand that your kid is probably gonna encounter alcohol in college. So it's better for you to be like, that's great. Here's some ground rules to how to do it safely. And you can always call me if you're in a bad situation, versus like, please don't drink. Like,
right. I think that the part of your question is like, so you didn't go to if you didn't have a college experience because you didn't go to college, you were still that age. So that's you can relate to that mindset. But the thing that I think is a little bit different is that you're if you're in a college environment, you may be immersed in this environment that's beer pong, like, let's drink until we pass out, like, and you're just surrounded by it all the time. So they might experience more of that. Like, I mean, it's peer pressure.
Yeah,
but
and
like,
I don't know, like, mad respect to people that have kids. I can barely take care of myself. I respect you all that have kids.
props.
But I think there's a very important separation we all have to make at some point in our lives, and hopefully we make it earlier than later, between proving things about us by how much we imbibe versus just enjoying alcohol. And that's a good talk to have, to just recognize the reality of, like, I know you're gonna drink, but like,
why don't you drink something that you enjoy?
Enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, if you're doing shots to prove how cool you are, to be a part of something, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
If you're drinking to get drunk, or if you're drinking to, like, prove how much liquor you can hold, like, probably not going to be in your best interest, for sure.
And frankly, I think, you'd be a lot cooler if you were that kid at the party who's like, I enjoy alcohol and I'm not gonna, like, just abuse myself with it. Yeah. I don't know. That sounds, I'm old, so that sounds like an old person.
Then again, like, that's what, like, we were doing at that age. I have no idea what Gen Z is doing. They're
a little better than us.
I feel like they are.
I think they've all realized that there's nothing cooler about you after 5 shots. You're just the same person with less control over yourself.
Yeah, no, I think they actually, I put a lot of faith in them. I think they've got it.
Yeah.
I trust them more than I trust my generation, for sure.
I think it all comes down to just having open dialogue,
Yes.
Your kids are kids. They're going to make mistakes. But I think having someone they can go to and trust and talk to, it sounds like the fact that you're even asking that question, I imagine you're already there.
So, yeah, you're already talking to them, for sure. A whole episode of vegan-friendly drinks would be interesting, even to the people who aren't vegan. Thank you for saying that. I think it's interesting. I'm not vegan, but I think that's interesting.
Well,
that's a good topic.
I've had to learn there's a lot of funny ways that things become not vegan in alcohol. Like, there's, like, a lot of filtration agents that they use in filtering beer that can, like, are derived from fish bones. Isinglass is what it's called. There are a lot of sneaky things that make things not vegan. So I would be down for that. I won't get on my vegan pedestal right now, but I would. If people want an episode like that,
yeah,
I'm a vegan. That's like 75% of my personality. I don't know, but I'm also queer, so it's like a 50-50.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see if there are any more comments you want to comment on. I don't know if there's another question after that one. Yeah, the Zoomers got it, man.
Oh yeah.
Don't drink after you give blood. Wow.
Oh yeah. No. Don't. Well, I mean, if we're talking, if somebody said don't accept a drink from someone, if we're talking about drinking safety, the unfortunate fact is that that's a fucked up whole other conversation that's super valid. But yeah. I mean, I'm not the worst experience I had in college came from the fact that I drank and other people decided that, whatever happens when you're drunk, it's not your fault necessarily. No one's at fault for being drunk if people choose to do evil things to you, but absolutely that's still a connection that exists. Like, a 21-year-old should be able to figure out their relationship with alcohol without having to worry about literally one of the worst things that can happen to you happening to you. But that is the reality we live in. And specifically college campuses don't give a shit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I maybe try to talk to figure out how to drink with your friends at home and in your apartment. Figure out your relationship with alcohol before you ever test it on the grounds. Because no one should have to do that, but it's the world we live in.
True.
And I hate even saying that because it feels gross, but
yeah, it does. But be really smart about it. Don't have a mindset so that when you go into a situation where you might be drunk, like you already have like kind of ground rules for yourself, like don't accept a drink from a stranger, or like, you know, if you can be in a situation where you can watch your drink being made and get it right from the source, great. That's a good way to go.
Maybe work out an agreement with your other friends. Like have a friend that agrees to be the. We're used to the idea of a designated driver. Sometimes there's a designated like leader, the person that's kind of making sure that anybody that's imbibing is safe and accounted for at the end of the evening. Decide at the beginning of the evening how your evening's going to end.
Yeah,
and that's actually something that like is good for everybody.
That's
good
absolutely
for
any age.
people.
Any age. If you're going to be drinking to the point of excess, which is your thing, if that's your thing, cool.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, be responsible about it. Like, make sure you like somebody on your team has got you. You know, definitely take those precautions.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Don't drink without friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't drink without friends.
If you're gonna drink, have people around you. Have people
Mm-hmm.
you can trust. No, that's I
think it's good advice.
Yeah,
for everyone.
But I also understand that that's a scary world that people are entering into. So you know.
Yeah, you know, and I think that like to add to the question that was asked earlier, if you are already talking to your child or your adolescent or your young adult about these things, like that's the first step. Like, you know, you're having a dialogue so that like they can feel comfortable coming to you if they have questions or problems, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing of like, you know, just communication, letting that be open for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, if we have any other questions, we'll stick around for a few minutes and answer those. Yeah, if you have any more questions about Amaro, we are fresh in it. We've just done an episode. Taylor knows a lot. They taught a class about it. What's this?
It's like the very, very real point of if you vomited, you are done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Don't continue to drink after you vomit. Good advice.
Please don't.
Please stop then. That is your body saying, I don't want any more.
Well, and real talk. So it was great. We had a grocery store that had $1 baguettes. People would walk around with those and munch on them all night. I have nothing else. Tell your kid to eat a big old meal if they're going to drink at the time.
Absolutely.
Eat a big meal, drink a lot of water. That's good for anybody drinking, but especially like if you're new to it, like God, drink water.
Drink water and
water.
Eat food before. Yeah. You know, like, and that's the hard thing because like of course at the end of the night you want food.
That's not going to help you. We learned that from our hangover episode.
It doesn't matter. It might help a little bit, but it's not going to help nearly as much as if you ate a actual meal before you drank. So, and
college is also very stressful, so that's where that open dialogue comes in again. You know, I think that a lot of the need to have the excessive partying comes from the excessive stress that these kids are under. Like, that's a hard dialogue to have with your kids, but I think it's important. You know, like if you're drinking because you're stressed versus you're drinking because you're just enjoying the taste of what you're having, that's a lifelong thing. That's a habit that a lot of us set in college that we have to break as adults. I know I did. I had to break that as an adult, and I still struggle with that. But I associate with like, well, I got too much on my plate right now. If I just drink a lot, I won't think about it. Like it's still there when you wake up.
Yeah.
But that came from college of just being stressed out and like crazy stressed and overworked,
right? And
terrified of like not performing. So like when I had some downtime, I would just drink to the point that I didn't have to think and I could relax for once. I am a bartender. I cannot get into the problems with the education system and why it's that stressful to begin with. But at the very least, using alcohol as a stress tool and developing that habit, that's bad and that's hard. That's hard to break.
Yeah, and I think also like a lot of college students experience like being not having a lot of disposable income or not even having enough income to like properly take care of themselves. So like if you are choosing between eating and drinking, sometimes you're like, oh well, I'll drink a beer because that's like a meal and a drink. Like no. It doesn't replace real food.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You can always get noodles, you know, get some noodles.
Get some noodles. That's what I don't know what number piece of advice we're on, but get noodles is apparently one of them.
Get noodles. Put that on the t-shirt.
All right.
Let's see where we are here.
Noodles.
Okay.
I would love to. Riley is coming up on 20, so we've got a year before I will look. I know the reality. I drank underage in college, but I'm never going to encourage that because it was a dumb idea then. It's not like a magically good idea at 21. Everybody has to develop their relationship with alcohol differently. Well, we got a year on me being able to talk to Riley about it in a way that I feel okay.
That's a good point. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a bonfire. Have like safe home stuff going on. I mean, well, still right now, you know, don't have too many people over.
Yeah, I mean, at least I don't know what college is going to look like for all you kids out there.
We have no idea. I don't have any advice for people who are going into college now. I don't know what it's going to be like. I have no idea. Yeah. Don't only live on top ramen and Fruit Loops. That is good advice. Yes. Eat some vegetables. You can get some vegetables for pretty cheap. You know, you can add vegetables to your top ramen. You know, cut up some mushrooms, saute it with some onions and mushrooms and like celery. Put that in your ramen. Beautiful.
This is a weird side, but this is cool. 1 year after, this is actually because I work in the industry, Jack Daniels hosted a party related to Comic-Con back, this is like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And it was hosted by, or it was Jack Daniels, but teamed up with was it Top Ramen? No, I think it was Top Ramen.
Wow. What a combination.
No, it was Cup Noodle. They teamed up with Cup Noodle.
Oh!
So it was Jack Daniels with Cup Noodle was hosting a party. And my Jack Daniels rep like reached out to me randomly, like never did any production things at our actual bar. Was like, you're a nerd, right? Do you want some tickets to this party? Because I'm not going to go to it.
Yeah.
I was like, sure, okay. So I went, and yeah, there was like free Jack Daniels all night. Okay. But they had a Cup Noodle bar. And the thing was, you could get they were launching their new extra veggies cup noodle at the time. So you could get your cup noodle and they would make it for you. Like there was like a cup noodle bartender that would add the hot water to your noodles and time them for you. But then there was a bar of accoutrements of like sauteed asparagus and like just all of these different like sun-dried tomatoes. You could add to your cup noodle. So we've been at a con all day, so we were hungry. So we're like at this party, just like lights are out, people are dancing, like there's a band playing. Some people have drinks in their hand, but most people have this like noodles.
That's my kind of party.
It was a great party.
I want all the noodles.
That's the only good party I think I've ever gone to.
I want noodles right now. That sounds great.
It's a good party.
Yes.
Every party should have a noodle bar. You don't need to have an open bar, just have an open noodle bar.
Noodle bar. That's all we ask.
Free nudes.
Free nudes. Wow. Ooh, big fan of those cheddar and broccoli rice side dishes, chopped up vegan chicken strips. What are you talking about? Damn, that sounds good.
Getting college tips now.
Okay, yeah, it does sound like college tips.
No.
All right, I listen. I haven't been in college in at least 7 years. I don't know anything to say to college people right now. I don't know what your experience is like. I really don't. I don't know. But if y'all want to talk about that in the comments, Go for it.
Yeah.
Exchange
Give
advice.
your favorite college meals recommendations. Those are weird things.
Yeah.
Like weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was a guy on my floor that would make chocolate covered dry ramen. Like it was not it was uncooked ramen, but he would cover it in chocolate. He would like bring it around on the weekends, like it's chocolate covered ramen time. And I'm like, why is this a time? Why is this a consistent thing in my life?
Did you try it?
I ate it every time, but I never knew it was a punishment or a gift.
Was it good?
And
about as good as you can expect chocolate covered ramen noodles to be.
I mean, it was like the chocolate part was good, and then the ramen part you just kind of dealt with. It was a lot like life, really.
No, I don't like that story. I've seen all of the different videos of how you can use ramen to like fix things, like fix like holes in tables and stuff.
What?
Yes.
You put ramen in it? No.
You can fix a table with ramen. You can fix a hole in the wall with ramen. You can fix a hole in your car with ramen.
No, that
Yes,
is
you
not.
can.
No,
Yes,
I don't
you
think
can.
you should.
But you can.
Can you and should you are different things.
Do it. You can do it.
I don't think you deserve to have walls if you think fixing them with ramen is like just okay.
But you can do it. They grind them up and then they use them as a filler, and then they like put glue on top, and then they make like a facade. Like it's a good material to
It's like sawdust.
Yes.
But ramen.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jenna Marbles made ramen nails.
Of course, Jenna.
Jenna
Marbles.
Yeah, she did.
I don't.
What are y'all saying about ramen? I want to know.
I will say this. One time for a party, I made a Sailor Moon costume completely out of top ramen packets. It was rainbow. I got all the different colors, and I made a skirt. I made a bow. I made like the sash. It was a whole fuku.
That's beautiful.
With top ramen packets.
With the wrappers.
The wrappers. Okay. Yeah, I did not make it out of noodles. I saved the noodles in a big garbage bag that just like my roommate and I would eat off of until the point where it just seemed disgusting.
Jennifer Holly says they saw some guy make a guitar out of ramen noodles.
That worked?
That sounds great. Did it work?
Does it?
Does it work? I'm here for it. I'm here for anything made out of ramen noodles. I want to know about it. Tell me about it.
All right. No.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, it seems like
we're just talking about
ramen now. So I think we're good.
Good.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for being here, for participating, for your questions, your comments, for your unique guitar ramen noodle recipes.
Yes.
We appreciate it all.
We sure do.
Yeah. So we will we'll be back to next Friday. Yeah, we can go ahead and say that now.
Yes, we'll be back by next Friday. Yes, we'll be back next Friday
for another live stream.
Yeah.
Same time, same place.
On YouTube. That's the place.
But here. We will be
in your house
by the yellow wall. We've always been by the yellow wall.
Yeah.
We were born here. We will die here. The yellow wall.
The yellow wall.
All right. Well, I've been Taylor Smell.
And I've been Liz June.
And this has been
me.
All right.
That's it. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night. Good night.
Good night.
Have a wonderful evening. Good night. Yes. Good night.
Good night.